Hey, and welcome back to my channel. So I've already started this video once previously, but we're cutting that one. Cutting it because I was procrastinating, and we'll see how far I get in this video. But I want to take a look at all of the plants that I have. Look at all of those up there, and all of the ones in my greenhouse cabinet or shelving unit and all over my house, and just see and reorganize, see what I have, reorganize, figure out which plants to get rid of. I also want to do a DIY because I don't have enough space for all of these plants. There's just not enough windows and light.
And she gave one to me.
And I gave one away to my child. It's in his room now. So he said he wanted to take care of it, and we'll see. But I would like to do inventory basically, and that's where I procrastinated. I started this last week, I think last Sunday, and I got nowhere, basically giving one plant away to my child, which does not help me. So we're going to be taking, count of all the plants that I have and kind of combining some plants, getting rid of some plants, finding new spaces for the plants, because I would like the greenhouse shelving unit to go away. Honestly, it's been great, and it's been useful, especially if you are propagating plants. But I kind of want to minimize that right now. I'm trying to not propagate plants, not create more, and I am not doing the market. So there's a lot of nots happening right now. But one day I will bring it back and, start that again. However, it's just not the right time right now, the cat's tail. But I'm going to try to take that out because it's currently in our guest bedroom, which is where this is, /office. This is my office side. Then over there is the spare bedroom side. And while I would love to have like a Murphy bed that this bed could go up in, I could have more shelving for my plants, and that's a future thing. It's just not doable right now. So here we are. We're going to reorganize. We're going to take a look at all the plants that I have. We're going to do some propagations. We're going to do some planting, some consolidating, because I have a lot of plants that are the same. And of course, because again, I'm propagating from my mother plants. So this is kind of a all over video. Don't know how far we're going to get into it today, but that's what we're doing. If you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about houseplants and do DIYs. So if you enjoy that, take a minute and subscribe to my channel. That way you can be up to date on all of my latest videos. And if you are a recurring viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. So let's start out. So all of these plants up here need to go away. It bothers me about all of that bothers me, how cluttered it is. It's really hard to see when a plant needs to be watered. They're all just shoved up there. Previously in our home, I had a coat rack, and I hung plants on that. And so it did and they were tiered. They were multiple plants in one macrame hanger. And so it allowed for more plants and to be spaced out better. But unfortunately, they all just get shoved on that top, which has a Sandy grow light right here. You can barely see it. And right here, which the cat's moving the thing, so you saw it. They are just all shoved up there, and it's not very appealing, and it's also just not practical. And so I need to look at those plants and see where they could be moved to. So what I would like to do, and I think I have the capability to do this, maybe. But in here, so let's just turn and get a lot of window backlit. But this window is a great light source, but it doesn't go very far. You have to have the plant in the window basically, or right here, which let's turn you one more time, which I do have a few plants, as you can see here in my unlit light. But this window is great. It has blinds on it, which I do not enjoy blinds. If you enjoy blinds, I don't know how, because I don't like cleaning them and I don't like keeping up with them. I feel like they break often. And so I would like to do away with the blinds. I have in almost every other room besides the bedrooms. And so I would like to do away with that. I have curtains that I can hang in here, but what I would like to do, and what I'd like to do in my kitchen window as well, is create a shelf that goes all the way across the window, so that way I can just stick plants in there. Currently the windowsill fits a 4-inch, I believe that's a 4-inch, 4 to 5 inch pot perfectly, and so it will be fine. It will fit 4-inch pots up there, which is primarily what I have in my greenhouse shelving unit right here. But this is also a deep windowsill, so you can see it's deep. So I think that it will fit flush there, and then I can have curtains and I can close them, which I think is great because right now I can't close the blinds because I have a plant right here. So it is open. This is a front window, which I don't love people being able to see in. We don't live in a busy neighborhood, and I don't think that people are looking in, but just for my preference. So I would like curtains here, and that way, again, I can place the shelf there and have no problem closing the window and the plants not being in the way. Same thing in our kitchen, which I'll show you. It has same window, same size, same depth. Just again, putting a piece of wood there or plastic. I thought about doing acrylic, but it's just harder to come by and it's more expensive. And so I think wood is going to be the way to go because I do have a piece of wood out in our garage that I think will work. I can cut it down possibly. But yeah, just putting some shelves there, maybe 2 in this window. I don't know because, it is a bedroom window. The kitchen one, I'm just going to do 1 and it's the same facing. So it's all along this wall, just down the house. But I feel like putting those up there, getting them again out of this cabinet, which you can see here, turn you there. So all the shelving unit. Again, this was in my office. In my office, I liked it before. It was very eclectic and planty, but now that it has a bedroom in it and it's trying to be my office and a kid's craft room, which they're over there, it's just a lot going on and it's just too much right now. So it's also too much because none of these plants are getting the attention that they need. And so they are getting a little bit neglected and I need to do something about that. Yeah, the cap fits perfectly up there. So I can fit lots of plants up there. I actually had that at my previous home, which I have a pin on this. I could link it here or I could link it in the description below. It's actually very popular on Pinterest. It's kind of how I got my start actually on YouTube or transitioning into YouTube. But I put dowels and I hung plants from our kitchen window and it was very pretty. However, keeping up with them and in macrame hangers is a little bit difficult. You have to take them out, water them, and we're missing teeth. But you have to take them out and water them, take them down, and it was just a little bit of a chore to do that like this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a look at it and I'm going to take you along. So here I am just taking one piece of beadboard actually that I used in my hallway and it was left over for the shelf, and then I bought a piece of trim for $6. I thought that it added a little bit of character and prettiness to it, I guess, rather than just having 2 single posts or 2 single pieces of wood holding the shelf up. So I went ahead and cut them to the depth of my window, went ahead and cut the shelf to the length of it, and then I just used my brad nailer and nailed it to the studs that were in the wall. I used 3 1.5-inch nails and just secured them in place, and then I went ahead and made sure that I marked the other one to be the same height so that they are level. I kept this in line with the window pane, that way it would look like one piece from outside and it wouldn't be just a bunch of lines and adding to the overall aesthetic of it. I went ahead and added my Anthurium pallidiflorum, my Monstera aurea, my Hoya carrii splash, and then just a philodendron in Brazil. I might move these plants around or place different ones up here, but for now these are the ones that I know I wanted to keep. And so yeah, I think it turned out really great. I also have my Calathea orbifolia and my pink princess, white knight, pink princess, whatever those are called. I actually need to get rid of that and it will be one of the plants that I donate to a friend. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this shelf turned out. It was a very simple project and I think that it just adds character to this little kitchen nook that we have and nothing else going on in it. But yes, this is super easy to make, and if you have a clear window, you can do it as well. I got step 1 of that done, as you saw, the shelf. And so that was an easy, super DIY. Here. Okay, that was a super easy DIY. That did not take me that long at all once I got everything cut, which it was 1, 2, 3 cuts that I had to do on wood. I did use a miter saw and a table saw because I had to cut down that beadboard just by like 1/4 of an inch, so not very much. But yeah, that was an easy windowsill shelf. I can't decide if I'm going to paint it or stain it. I think I would like to paint it. However, our kitchen is like this really not cute, I just call it a baby yellow. I'm not really sure. It's like a yellowy, super white yellow. All of the other rooms in our home have been painted to like this white prior to us moving in. But that one, for whatever reason, they just didn't paint that side of the kitchen. And so I will paint it at some point and probably paint the shelf to match. Anyways, that is what it is right there. Now I need to go through all of these plants, or I would like to go through all of these plants and see which ones I can part with, which ones I need to pot up with, say like a mother plant. I know I have cuttings of this Burley Marks that I had taken off of it when I brought the plant from Florida here, and then a few other random plants that I'm sure I could combine and give away or keep and again put them back with their mother plant. So I guess I'm just going to go from top shelf to bottom. There's 4 layers of this shelf and we'll see what we come up with. All right, the first 2 plants, actually one of them I'm excited about. So I thought that I totally killed this plant off. I didn't. It's my philodendron mammii. It is still alive. It was one of my favorite plants, and unfortunately with the move, it just got unhappy. And I think that it got spider mites, which is shocking. It's not shocking. And so I'm really excited to see that this one is growing and it's doing really well. I definitely thought that I did not have any more of this. Technically, I do have one other part of the mother plant. However, it is not doing well at all. And I genuinely think that it's done for. But this is really encouraging to see because it's got a pretty massive leaf. I thoroughly love this plant. It was an easy to care for plant and it sizes up so fast, at least did my care at the beginning. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see if I can keep it or get it back to its glory, what it was, because it was a really beautiful plant. And actually, I had this on a moss pole climbing up, but they are crawlers. And so the one that I have left, the mother plant, it is in a crawling pot. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. It did really well climbing, actually. So I just might keep it like this in a regular pot and not even worry about putting it in a crawling pot at the moment. The other plant that just needs to be thrown away that I could probably just do is a string of turtles. Was beautiful, and again with our move, it just slowly started to die off. And so I did propagate it. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this was a propagation done in my little candy dish, actually, that I got from Target years ago. And yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so these are from that. And so it took off. So these do really well in terrarium settings. So if you have something to put this in, it will do excellent. Outside of that, I have not been able to keep them really well maintained. They do need a lot of light and yeah, that's just a lot of humidity. But it is a fun plant. Unfortunately, it just doesn't fit into my collection anymore. So I don't even think that this is worth giving to someone at this rate. I'm probably just going to throw it away. Okay, so this is one of many of my Burley Marks, this unvariegated version, that I honestly will probably plant back up with this plant. It is well rooted and established, and it has few new growth points actually, and it has produced new foliage down here. So I think this is a keeper. I'm just going to combine them with my bigger plant. Whoa. So this is my Esqueleto. It's a cutting from my mother plant. Sorry for the lighting, but I am going to take this Esqueleto and place it back with my mother plant, which is sitting right next to this Burley Marks, and it's actually got a new leaf growing. This also is from this Burley Marks, unvariegated, and it is growing extremely well, and I will plant it back up. It's growing crazy. These guys are super bizarre growers. I know I say it all the time. This philodendron ring of fire, I really like it. I have another ring of fire, and so I probably will be giving this away. It will not stay in my collection. So this one goes in my gifting pile over here. And then this, these Hoya carryis. So I have, as you saw, I put one of my main ones that's actually growing up on my shelf. I will probably end up tossing this one, sorry, because it's not going to grow anything else other than this. Maybe I would give it away as a Valentine's Day gift, but that's this week and I don't know of anybody to give it to. But I do think that I will probably be tossing this because I have 3 other ones of the same guy. And so truly I might give this one away. I don't know, maybe, but it is in a cute pot. Obviously I will keep that, but I will probably end up just tossing them if I can't find someone who would enjoy this little plant. Again, it is not going to grow anything other than this. So for some people that might be really great. For other people, they might not enjoy that. And here is another one. Again, it's just the single leaf and nothing else. Very cute to look at, but again, if you want to see a plant grow, hello, they are pet friendly, they're non-toxic, but if you want to see a plant grow and take off and really mature, it's not for you. The single cutting version. Now this one, this was a single cutting, or so I thought, and it grew and has a new shoot. So I actually think I will plant this up with the one I put in our windowsill. I think that will be really great because they're both growing and doing well. So now, see if I can get this out. Nope, can't do it. I about said without spilling it. You know. Why did I do it this way? Why? Why am I hanging, literally hanging on in the edge. Okay, we have a top-heavy Mayoi. Honestly, I'm trashing it. I just don't care. This is like a very immature version of it. I'm not even going to say anything more because I have a massive Mayoi and I have more Mayois up here. This is the unvariegated Burley Marks. Again, I took a lot of cuttings from it because it had to be cut and pruned back a little bit to get it here because it was crazy. I just spilled this oil. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 of these guys. And again, I'm going to pot them all back up into this original mother plant. I just think that that's the easiest thing to do because I really do like this plant and there's nothing wrong with these guys. It was just, they needed to be propagated. And now that they are, great, let's place them back in. I have a Philodendron gloriosum, which I have 2 more pots of over there. And I already have a gloriosum plant. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about these. These are also crawlers. I have gloriosum or a gloriosum, and it's kind of what I took off of my original mother plant. These guys are. And so I don't know. These are crawlers, like I said, so they can get very large and in charge and take over. You can tell that this one is crawling right here, how it's coming out the pot like that. See it? It's starting to crawl. And so it will continue to do that and it will be fine, but it can get, again, they can crawl outside the pot. I've seen them and they just kind of take over, which is cool. And so maybe I'll just do that with all of them. They are, what was I saying? A little bit more slow growers, I would say. I have 2 cultivars of it. I have the McDowell. Gosh, could not get that. The McDowell, and I have the Glorious. So the Glorious or Summer Glory. Summer Glory is a slow grower as well, just like the Gloriosum, but the McDowell is an incredibly fast grower. That guy shot up. I got them actually at the same exact time, the Gloriosum and the McDowell, within like a few weeks of each other. And the McDowell just shot off. It's a very good grower, very easy plant, very beautiful foliage, big foliage. And so the Gloriosum, it's just super compact still and it hasn't taken off. And I'm not really sure why. Possibly because pests keep getting it. It is a pest magnet, I feel like. Other, like in words of velvet plants, I guess, because I do not have a problem on my other plants. It's just the Gloriosum because, again, it is a velvet plant. And I think that the velvet leaf plants are known for spider mites. At least all of my velvet leaf plants have been known for spider mites. That tray, I think, is just combined, make one plant. All right, so these So here are Mayo eyes, and I have a massive Mayo eye plant in my living room. I don't need more, and I don't need to plant this back with the mother plant. And so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to toss these guys. They are getting a little leggy. They're not doing so well because I have not been treating them nicely because I haven't been looking at them. But yeah, I think that these are a toss. I'm not gonna be sad because again, I have a massive one and I can always take more cuttings. This is a variegated burley mark, so I took a cutting of. It's not doing super hot. Not really sure why, but I probably just plant that back up with the mother plant that I have. So that one's a plant up. Two are Brazils, and I had a Brazil that you saw that I placed on top of my shelf. This is one, and then my son took one of them. I have another one, so I had 4. And so I could pop these up and easily give them to somebody. I think that's what I will do. And this is a beautiful, just unvariegated, regular old green heartleaf that, again, I could probably give to someone pretty easily. So I think I will do that. This is another unvariegated pearly marks. I have so many of them. This is a plant that I'm probably just going to throw away. It's just a random pothos I was given. And so actually I think it's 2 combined. I don't need it. I'm just going to toss it. I don't care about it. 2 plants are both pearls and jade. This one's super long. They're both pretty plants. I actually have 2 other ones, and so I think I would pot them all together and put them in one pot because I really do love the pearls and jade. I think that they are very pretty, and so I will do that. I will be combining all of these to one. This is a white knight cutting. I'm tossing it. I'm so over the white knights. I tried it again with a white princess, I think. And it did the same thing as the white knight, just didn't produce any variegation. Not a fun plant for me, honestly. This is a Rio, and I had a Rio, and then a pest took it over, just like demolished it. I think that it is a beautiful plant. And to be fairly honest with you, I probably just would pop this up with the Brazils and give it away. Here's another regular heartleaf that I will probably just, again, combine with that other smaller pot and give away. This is one of my favorite types of plants. This is a Calathea burley marks. I love this plant, and I probably will figure out how to keep it in my collection. It does really well in my greenhouse. I do have a Amagris or something like that, Tenanthe, and it looks very similar, but it's not doing so hot right now. I don't know. So anyways, I think it's because I potted it up. It does not like, they don't like being repotted or moved. And it's kind of hard because you kind of have to repot them and move them. But I will try to keep this one. I really do think that their foliage is beautiful and very unique. So we'll find a place. These are like random little plants. So this is a painted lady. I don't think I have my painted lady anymore. And so I'm probably just going to try to get rid of this. This sad little cutting, it was bigger. However, I just killed it because I forgot to water it. This is a epiprimnum marble. These are all epiprimnum marbles. They are all rooted now. I just failed miserably at keeping them watered. So I'm going to pot these all up in one. I have a mother plant that I will probably place it with as well. This is a cutting of a Gloria.
Mess.
I know, it's a mess, isn't it?
Mess.
It's a mess. So this is my Summer Glory philodendron. I love this little guy. I think that it's pretty. And so, I don't know, I think I might give this to somebody, actually. I think it would be a really pretty, fun plant to grow. This one I'm excited about and kind of bummed to get rid of my cabinet, but I will find a place for it over in my IKEA shelving unit. This is a propagation of a what is it called? Gold dust variegated peperomia. I think that it's very pretty, and my other one is not doing well at all. Actually, I think I threw it away. No, maybe I didn't. But this one is doing really well, but something is happening with my other one. It was doing really well, and then all of a sudden it completely died off and declined. This is another painted lady that I'll probably just pot up together with the other one and give to somebody. This one is partially this one. These two are the same. These are my variegated heartleaf philodendrons. Nothing really spectacular about this plant, to be fairly honest. This one has good variegation on it. It's just a really not a good grower, but this one doesn't have much. I will pop these back up with my mother plant. This is a Mandula pothos. It's a propagation off of my mother plant and has grown fairly well. I don't know what the yellowing is like, what's that about, but I don't know. Could be spider mites, honestly. Yeah, this dead plant.
Mama, green.
It is green. I'm probably going to give this away. This is my Philodendron Soderoy. Yeah, this thing. This is a Philodendron Soderoy. It looks just terrible. However, it has held on for 2 years, and I really want to try and do something with it. So I think I might stick it on a moss pole or something and care a little bit more for it. Oh dear, that's hilarious. It looks like a little bush, but it is not. It's a Philodendron Soderoy. So these are all my propagations of my orchid, and I think that they're beautiful and really cool. So I'll probably just pop them all up together. The reason I cut them and propagated them is because they were getting to be too lanky. They definitely have spider mites, which shocking, not shocking, because they're in a cup with a dang, I don't even know what, El Choco Red or Varicosum. These are my Hoyacarii, more of them. One looks like it's actually taking off and doing something. That's really cool and exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these. I guess I could pop them all up and call it a day. One of them is yellowing. It's definitely rotted off, but the other ones are doing well. So yeah, we'll stick them over here. I guess I'll pot them up. I don't know. 2 plants on the bottom that I know are going to go. 2 of them that I, again, am going to pot up with the original mother plant are my Scindapsus Jade Aureas. They're gorgeous, and I am not getting rid of these. I just propagated them because I purchased it as one long vine. I think the other ones are in water still. So these will all be going together. Not giving up those. This is a mixed pot of I think this is a Mandula pothos. Yes, this is a Mandula pothos and a Stanleyana monstera. It's going bye-bye. This plant I have had for the longest time. It is a ZZ plant. I have had this since 2020, 2019. Not really sure, but it's been a very long while. And this is how far it's gotten because I just haven't given it the space or the correct climate. It's probably going to be a toss for me. This is also going to be a toss. It's what's left over of my micans and random just unvariegated heartleaf cutting. My micans don't do anything. Someone told me once to put them on a pole, but I just don't have the patience. Now this sad little thing is my Albo epiprimnum, and look at this. I took this cutting and I really don't know what's happening with this plant. It's not growing well at all. It's becoming really long and just lanky. It's obviously needing more water, needing something to climb. I am not really sure. I'm probably just going to toss it because I do have a massive mother plant of this. Well, okay, technically it's my second one because my first one died, just died. I caused it to dry rot because I did not water it well. What's happening here? But I think that I probably will just quit on this guy. It is not bringing me anything that I need. But this is a pretty leaf. I will give you that. 2 more plants for the trash. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is not what I thought it was. All right, this is my Monstera aurea cutting, and it's growing. It's doing really well. So no, that will go back with my mother plant. I have, again, another Monstera aurea cutting on top of my new shelf. And so this one will go back in my mother plant, which is on top of this shelf. I'm not going to get rid of this. I thought it was a different plant. Now this plant though, this lovely plant. This is just a Philodendron Florida green, and it is not good. I don't know how to grow the Floridas. I tried the Florida Ghost. I tried the Florida Beauty, which I still have, and it's not rooting at all. And then I have the Florida Green, and I've had this for several years, and it just has not grown past this. I have chopped it back several times, and I am over it. So it's just going in the trash. Okay, and so that's all of my greenhouse stuff. So the next part of this is potting them all up. And so I think I might put that in the second video. I built the shelf, I organized and figured out which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm throwing away. And so part 2 will be me throwing them away and actually repotting them. So if you liked this, make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, and we will see you next time.